Welcome to the home of Dmitri Prigov. His home of 44 years, I believe. So it is here that most of his works were created, both in literature, in philosophy and theory of literature, and culture generally, and his visual work, the samples of which you can see behind me. This is the so-called bestiary series, very well known. So if you look in, you could see the videos of his performances, which I'm going to share with Berkeley Uni. Here are the manuscripts, also samples of his sketches of his drawings. So all this stuff, and here, funnily enough, so these are the so-called samizdat books, which Dmitri typed. 4 versions using, 4 copies using carbon paper, yeah, and then he clipped them together. My students would make copies of it in hundreds, and all of that was disseminated, and that is called samizdat, self-publishing, yeah. So this is a sample of self-publishing, and there are 34,000 of poems. Typewritten, composed and then typewritten, made into books and sort of spread around. So each book contains probably 10 or 12 poems. So 8 drawers are filled with those mini books. Some of them are on yellowed paper and very faint type. You see, you can hardly read them. Probably dating back 40 years ago. So this is the so-called archive, and I know that the students from Berkeley, who was the first to see it, the first from America to see it, she couldn't help laughing because, could have, it's funny that the whole sort of 40 years or 44 years of creative, very intensely creative life could go into a cupboard like this. There are no pictures there, though. The pictures are in museums, and there are like 2,700 of those kept in various museums, and also in family collection. This is the famous balcony. So showing our very green area, and from here Dmitri would point to various parts of, sort of supposedly various parts of Moscow, and reading poems dedicated to this area called Belyaevo, area of Moscow. By the way, the times have changed to the extent that a local art gallery are very proud that they are located in the area where Prigov used to live, and they had an agreement with the local government, local authorities, and on the side of one of the buildings here, they wrote Dmitri's poetry grants, the pictures made of lines of poetry. Yeah. A famous architect, Rem Koolhaas, and his followers, they want to turn this area of Moscow, Belyaevo, into UNESCO territory, protected territory, because Prigov lived here. So these are participants in Prigov's performances. Those teddy bears usually symbolize sort of childhood, innocence, There were many of them, but these 2 survived. Some more of Dmitri's work of a later period. Those bestiaries were created throughout his working life. And these are more of a later period, when he was became very well known as a conceptualist. I like that work behind you, the black one. I must tell you that all of these are copies. We don't keep any originals at home. But and all of this was made either with a pen or a ballpoint pen, so it's not paint. It's all done with a pen, and that's why, you know, it's a living blackness. Yeah. And it says dark. Darkness. These are the so-called appropriated pictures, appropriated art, when he used other illustrations of other people's works, you know, to add a new dimension. Like you saw, this or that. And very often an all-seeing eye with a teardrop, and more often than not it's a drop of blood. I doubt you can show this huge one. So Dmitri usually made drawings because paper was not readily available. Drawing paper was not readily, or art paper was not readily available in the Soviet Union. So he made his drawings on just on A4 or A3, and it was composite work. And he'll put together, he'll make the sketch of the whole thing, and then he'll paint, he'll draw them part by part, you know, and then collect them, put them together. I like that one. In the original, there is a real syringe, you know, stuck into the eye. Well, that one is also well known. Is it okay for you to move? Mm-hmm. That one is interesting too, but you can't see it very well. This is our son's room, who, like Dmitri, he studied the piano. He learned to play the piano. These are the dinosaurs, which this little person there, George, our grandson, he was a great connoisseur of dinosaurs, of course. And we had dinosaurs everywhere, you know, on tables, chairs, kitchen stove, kitchen hub, you know, everywhere. So, and then he insisted that Dmitri put them in the middle of his pictures. So it was a collaboration between George and Dmitri Prigov. What else? This huge elephant, also a composite work. One of his beasts, but enlarged one. That's some my sons and grandsons' work out there. Well, these are books by Prigov, published in various languages. So, that's about all.